So, did you guys know that porno magazines will summon demons that will torture and murder you and transport you to alternate dimensions? It's true, at least according to the greatest Christian movie of all time, The Lock-In. You guys demanded to see more of this thing, so I actually went and purchased it, downloaded it, watched it 3 times, and now I'm going to do a review of the finest piece of Christian cinema that I've ever witnessed. So let's do this shit! So this movie starts off with M. Night Shyamalan, a young filmmaker, who decides to film himself sitting on the edge of his bed looking at porno magazines. You know, because that's completely normal. And then we jump ahead to this cool motherfucker, and you know he's cool because he tells you he's cool.
We are making a small little fun movie because we're going to a church lock-in tonight, and it is going to be crazy, intense, awesome. Guess what? We're going to get crazy and have all kinds of fun tonight because we're cool, alright?
Yeah man, we're gonna get crazy at the lock-in, it's gonna be fucking awesome! Cause there's nothing more crazy and insane than going to church and hang out with other church people and lock yourself inside of a church and pray it out fucking night long! That's what all the cool kids are doing! And you know this guy's cool cause you told you he was cool. He couldn't say it if it wasn't true! And then the next thing you know, M. Night Shyamalan is filming Coolio dumpster diving for some reason. And then Coolio finds a porno magazine in the trash and decides to keep it.
It's a dirty mag.
It's a dirty bag! So anyway, on the way to the lock-in, they stop by to pick up their friend, receding hairline, who has a big crush on this girl named Jessica, who is the definition of a 5. And they all go into the church lock-in together. But before they do, Coolio decides it'd be hilarious if he puts the dirty mag inside the bag of receding hairline. So the next thing you know, receding hairline's hanging out with definition of a 5, and she finds the dirty mag in his bag and she flips the fuck out. She's like, oh my god, you're so fucking gross, dude. No normal people look at porno mags. Get the fuck away from me, you sick son of a bitch. So then, of course, the big fat preacher has to take the kids outside and burn the porno magazine right in front of them. But the porno magazine's like, fuck this shit, you ain't burning my ass! So the next thing you know, the dirty mag has reappeared back inside the sleeping bag of a receding hairline. And so they start freaking out. They're like, we just burned this motherfucker, why is it back here? We gotta throw this thing away. And they try to throw the porno magazine away, but the porno magazine's all like, oh, fuck this shit, you ain't throwing my ass away. So it tosses the trash can across the room and it growls at them, and the porno magazine starts chasing them down the hallway, and they're like, run motherfuckers, run, porno magazine chasing us! So they run for the porno magazine, and the next thing you know, the porno magazine transports them to an alternative dimension where everybody has gone outside of the church except for them. And they're like, what the fuck? Did this porno magazine just transport us to an alternative dimension? This is some crazy ass shit, dude! So they try to look around the alternative dimension and find some other motherfuckers, but they can't find anybody. And then all of a sudden, for no reason, they find definition of a 5 hiding in a closet all by herself. And they open the door and she starts screaming her ass off for no reason. And they're like, bitch, chill out, it's just us! And then they start trying to use their cell phones, but they're like, our cell phones don't work in this alternative dimension! We are fucked! So the porno magazine's like, you guys are fucked! And the porno magazine starts chasing them around again, and they're running for the porno magazine, and they're like, somebody help us! Somebody get us out of here! There's porn in here with us! But nobody helps them, so Coolio's like, stand back motherfuckers, I'm gonna break us out of here! And he picks up a chair, and then he very lightly starts tapping the window with a chair, because apparently new windows for the church were not in the budget for this film. So then they give up, they run to the kitchen, and they find out that in the alternative universe the porno magazine has transported them to, none of the drawers will open, and they're like, none of these drawers will open, dudes! We're gonna die! And then all of a sudden, they all decide to sit down right there and have a very open and heartfelt conversation about the harm pornography has caused each one of their lives.
I mean, do you not understand the impact that they have? That is what destroyed my family. Because my father couldn't let go of it because of those stupid pictures in magazines, and it ripped my family to shreds.
Jessica, the difference between your family and my family is my dad could let go. He let go a long freaking time ago. And you know all that he left me? It was a box full of magazines. I looked at some pornography and my pop found out. And he took my laptop into the driveway and just ran over it with the car. Over and over.
And then all of a sudden the porno magazine's like, shut the fuck up in there, and starts beating on the wall. And they're like, oh, motherfuckers, run, run! And so they run away. And then the next thing you know, for some reason, they're all asleep, and the porno magazine comes up, and it steals their camera, and it starts filming close-up pictures of their face. I shit you not. So the porno magazine fills their face for a while, and then it disappears, and they wake back up, and they find their camera, and they start walking around again. And the definition of a 5 gets snatched up by the porno magazine, and they can hear her being brutally tortured, murdered, and she screams her ass off. So of course, they do what any Christian dudes would do in this situation. They leave her ass and run away and hide in the closet. So then after a while, they decide to go look for her again, and so they're walking around, and the porno magazine rolls a ball towards them, because there's nothing more terrifying than a fucking little child's ball. And they're like, it came from that way, let's go check it out. So they go check it out, and they walk in this room, and the porno magazine has transformed itself into a little kid. And so they walk with the little kid and touch it, and the porno magazine turns around and says, titties! And they're like, oh, motherfucker, run from the titties, run from the titties! And they run from the titties, and they run down the hallways, and the little kid's there again, and he's like, pussy! And they're like, oh, run for the pussy, run for the pussy! And so they run down the hallway from the pussy, and the porno magazine chases them down the hallway and yells, pussy, pussy, pussy! So then, as they're running away from the titties, they end up in the preacher's office and they find his camera. And so they turn on the camera and they find out that the preacher has filmed himself having a conversation with another dude about the dude's masturbation problem. You know, cause that's normal. And the preacher films him and this dude having this conversation.
She came home early and she caught me. You know, I start looking for times when she's not around and when I am going to be alone.
Kind of waiting for the next opportunity.
Yeah. It's almost like people are watching me. And I'm hearing things in the other parts of the house.
So then all of a sudden the masturbating motherfucker turns into a demon and lunges at the camera. So they throw the camera down, and the next thing you know, they find this Bible that's open to a verse about how Jesus can help you get rid of demons. And they're like, maybe Jesus can help us get rid of this demons. But they're like, nah, what the fuck does Jesus know? So the next thing you know, Coolio gets snatched up by the demons and disappears, where I assume he is brutally tortured and murdered. And they're walking around like, Coolio, where you at, motherfucker? But they can't find him. So the next thing you know, receding hairline is talking to the camera. And it's pretty obvious that the porno magazine at some point has given him a big herpes cold sore right on his lip. And it's almost impossible not to just stare right at his herpes cold sore. And then, him and M. White Shyamalan give this performance of a lifetime.
What is it? Leave us alone! Go away! Leave us alone! Please stop! Please! Stop!
Undoubtedly, these two are future Academy Award winners. So the next thing you know, M. White Shyamalan wakes up and receding hairline is gone too, where I assume the porno magazine has snatched him up and is now rubbing cold sores all over his puckered butthole. And he's walking around and he's like, where the fuck's everybody at? And he goes to the baptismal pool, and the porno magazine grabs him and drags him into the baptismal pool, and then he starts freaking out. He's like, get the fuck off me, porno magazine! And then he starts crying out to Jesus for help, and he says this.
Get out of here! In Jesus' name, I command you to go! Get out of here! Leave me alone! In Jesus' name, I command you to get out of here! Flee from this place! I'm saved! I've been forgiven! Jesus has saved me! I command you, in Jesus' name, to go!
So then, because he called out to Jesus, Jesus transports him back to his normal dimension, and he walks in the church, and they find out that everybody is fine and okay in this dimension, and they're like, dude, where'd you go? You just went to the bathroom 5 minutes ago. Why are you all soaking wet and shit? And he's like, really? Really? You motherfuckers don't remember getting murdered by the porno magazine, getting herpes all over your face and shit? And they're like, no, dude, we've been here the whole time. So M. White Shyamalan's like, this is some bullshit. So the very last scene, he goes home and he throws all his porno magazines away and decides never to whack his shit again. You know, because Jesus. The funniest part about this movie is that it just ends, man. No credits at all in the beginning or the end. Because absolutely none of these motherfuckers wanted to put their name on this thing. Which is the first and last intelligent decision they made when it came to this movie. So the moral of the story is this. If anybody ever tries to invite you dudes to a church lock-in, don't go. And not because some stupid demon is gonna come out of a porn magazine and try to kill you, but simply because it's church. Ugh, gross. Logic. Titties!